Welcome to a new Sunday video. This week it was really difficult for me to find a topic to talk about because I was just laying down and I was like, what do I talk about? I have no idea and I just didn't know. So last night I was laying in bed and I was thinking, what am I gonna talk about and why do I not know? And that's when the topic was born. What if we just don't know? And do we actually need to know everything? I think we live in a time where knowing often feels like a safety, and because information is everywhere, also opinions are everywhere, and also answers are everywhere. And sometimes it doesn't feel right when you don't know everything, because then it seems like you don't have a clear opinion and it seems like you're unsure. And often it gets portrayed that you're doing something wrong or you just don't know a lot, which I think is actually not true. I think sometimes the need to know comes from fear of uncertainty, the fear of losing control, and the fear of standing still and not knowing what to do. And I think, of course, in the world we live in and the time we live in, of course, there are things we should know about and we should be aware of. Because the world is complicated and there's a lot of things happening really fast and really quick. And I'm talking about socially, globally, political things are happening. And being informed matters. But being informed doesn't mean constantly consuming. And it doesn't mean you have to carry the whole knowledge of everything all the time. Because there is a difference between awareness and informations and overload. So I think this week I learned a little bit that not knowing doesn't mean that you are stupid or that it is a weakness to not know. Because I think that not knowing doesn't mean you don't care. I think sometimes not knowing simply means that you give yourself the time to breathe and let it sit. Because I think clarity and knowledge needs time to settle. And you can't just know everything at once. Sometimes clarity will come when you trust that clarity will come. You know what I mean? I think when you give it enough time, there will be clarity in some point. And I think it's okay to not have a final opinion yet. I think constantly, because the world is constantly moving, our opinions can also constantly move. And as someone who feels really a lot, I noticed that my body reacts on too much information, and sometimes my body just knows that it needs rest. And I think that's the same things with knowledge and clarity. It just sometimes needs rest. And sometimes we need to give clarity and knowledge time to settle. And I always thought, like last week I thought, what am I gonna talk about? And my mind always thought about, what am I gonna talk about if I don't know what am I gonna talk about? Like I didn't have a topic. And maybe that's the point, like to rest and see and acknowledge that knowledge doesn't come really fast. Knowledge and clarity comes then when we rest and when we let it settle. And maybe it's okay to not know everything, like to not have everything ready, to not have everything figured out yet. And you can't always label everything that you see. Maybe it needs time. So maybe not everything needs a conclusion right away, and also maybe not every question needs an answer, because I think there's really something honest about the sentence I don't know. We don't say it a lot though. Like I don't know is something really vulnerable, I feel like. When in reality, I think it's really honest to just say, I'm sorry, at the moment, I just don't know. And you don't have to rush and fix it. And you don't have to explain it right away. It just can be there, the sentence. Like, I don't know, it just can be there. And I don't think the question is whether we know everything. Maybe the real question is, when does knowing help us? Socially, politically, whatever. And when does it take away our peace? So, have a great week. And maybe we see each other on Sunday next week. and maybe we don't. So, maybe it's okay to not know yet. Bye.